but what food to eat. Why they sleeping, why they snoozed on me? I was seizing opportunity. They don't know what to do with me. I keep going hard like I'm in puberty. Rebellions in my blood, there ain't no ruling me. Coming for the top, this is a mutiny.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her. Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you. Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society. Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it. While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her. Oh, if only that were the case, but I don't make the rules. I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far, but unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off.
Okay, there we go. There we go. It was all weird. Hey, Viper, thank you for the dicks. I appreciate it, Have you come here to help us slay a princess?
Like I said, I don't make the rules.
I mean...
no matter how much I wish I did.
Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with anything in the world?
Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
That's... Thank you, Viper.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people. But
I gotta meet this princess and she's gonna ruin the world.
Right?
Like... Yeah, I'm gonna need some evidence,
sir.
You're
on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
I'm gonna go talk to her.
Then I guess we
gotta find out about this girl.
But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, She could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
I mean, I am a demon queen. Slaying princess is kind of something that's on my resume.
Every one of us is doomed.
So let's just
Oh,
see here.
sure. Go. Talk to her. See how that turns out.
Why
for
is it she's a
us.
hottie? Like, should that
You make your way up the short path.
should
of
that
the
change my idea on
We'll
things?
find the princess.
Once we get there and she's a knockout.
We're not going to go through with this, right?
I don't
She's
think
a
that'd be
princess. We're supposed to
good to
save
kill her.
princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about. Thank you. Alright, let's go to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Look at this art style. It's so cool. Like, this is so neat. Okay. Alright,
Blade
we
is
need the
your
blade.
implement.
We're gonna do the
You'll
dagger.
need it if you want to do this right.
Let's see here. Let's take this
You
blade.
take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and
Why
save the
is this
world
guy
without
so
it.
like let's see. Let's go meet this princess.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous.
I don't know, she
It's
sounds
almost as if
kind of
she's
cute.
the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Let's, you gotta start with hi.
Don't be a stranger. And it's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
I don't know, she's kind of cute.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
I think she's kind of cute.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Kinda. I'm just here to talk.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat.
She makes a compelling point. What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Look at her. It's not like she's a threat. Don't you dare.
I mean,
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
no, let's drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands
It's not
and drops
trembling.
to the floor with
That
an
was me doing it
unceremonious
nicely.
clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment,
Oh, she's got some big
you
eyes.
step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Oh, we're in a relationship now? I'm here
Don't
because she's
just
supposed to
tell
end.
her that.
Why not? This narrator, thinks I should just go along with him. And I think it's
Is
bullshit.
that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't
What do you
remember
think?
much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
I mean, no, they haven't told us. We don't know why you're so dangerous. Let's see. I was hoping you'd tell
Ending
me.
the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
This
At the
art
end of
style
the
is
day,
so cool.
Whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
I already dropped the blade, lady.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
Well, I mean, I don't know what
She
you can
has a
do
point.
while you're chained to the wall.
There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
That's a good point.
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust.
It is.
So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
Look,
She's
I know I
wrong.
keep gushing about
This
the
isn't
art,
about trust.
but the art
This
looks
is
so
about
good.
Risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch no less.
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness.
Okay,
Or
don't
Her
be a
Majesty.
bitch.
Any honorific should do, really.
I'm trying to help. You know, I was supposed
Again,
to kill
she
you.
offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
More? Okay.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then.
Nope.
I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't...
Don't have it at all.
Well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Oh, do you want me to lop off a
Her
hand?
sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
Totally lop off the hand if she
She
needs
is.
it.
I'm sure of it.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Alright, so do we lock her away or do we try to get her out of here? She's kind of a bitch, but... And the game is called Slay the Princess, but I don't... We're going... Alright, let's examine the change.
Oh, you have to be kidding me.
I gotta find out.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I'll be here.
Alright, we're gonna try to break
You
her
attempt
out.
to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Well, that's fucking
Is
bullshit.
someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Mm-hmm.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Okay, what do we do? Do we slay this girl or do we save her? Like, I mean, it is slay the princess, so if like, and there's multiple endings. So do I just go for it and I slay her? You know what? Let's slay her.
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down. The princess flinches as you strike, and your weapon sinks into her shoulder.
What am I?
You bastard. If I have to kill you to leave this place, I'll do it.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's unarmed, and there's nothing she can do to hurt you. I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you raise your blade to strike again, she kicks out, knocking your legs out from under you. The two of you struggle on the ground.
I'm like a Birdman or
lash out
something.
with the blade, slicing wherever you can. Her fists connect with your body again and again, each blow stronger than the last, shattering bone and rupturing tissue with reckless abandon.
Damn.
Forget trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got. You roll out of her grasp and shakily push yourself back to your feet. Though every inch of you is in pain, the princess probably has it worse. Blood pours out from countless gashes, staining her once pristine dress. She pauses for a moment, catching her breath, staring at you with wild eyes. We can still turn this around.
No, we're
You steel
finishing
your
this
resolve
job.
and take another step towards the princess. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure she won't make it out of here either.
Also, I gotta figure out what I am.
Excuse me? What was that about not making it out of here alive? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a
What the
heavy
hell
blow,
is she-
but you push
damn.
through the pain, falling forward
She's
and sinking
strong
your
if
blade
she's
deep
just
into the princess's
Fucking me
heart.
up like this.
Oh,
Yeah, what?
Two of you fall to the floor.
this was fun. You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
I mean, you're dying,
But
and
you
so
don't
am I.
have the time to worry over her words. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Alright. Bad ending, I guess. Oh, wait, really? Is this how this is gonna go?
You're on a path in the woods.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, so
And
it's
at
a
the end
time
of
loop
that
thingy.
path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. But I died.
I can
What am I
assure
doing
you
here?
that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
So the narrator and the voice of the hero are two
You
different
know I can hear you. right?
people.
It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning. That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill. Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
It is.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Or I died
We
because
our
I
best
did
with the
listen.
information we were given. And we did kill her. And yet you still died, didn't you? So congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here.
I don't know if I
Did
trust
time simply rewind itself?
the narrator
or
at
were you
all.
instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left? Ugh, enough with the talking. We've got a fight to win.
Voice of the
Nothing
stubborn.
else matters. I couldn't agree more. The cabin and your destined confrontation with the princess awaits.
Let's talk
Just
about
be
this
quick
princess.
about it.
Killed each other last time. How can I make sure it doesn't happen again? Was beat me to death. How can someone like this end the world?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things. Oh, this is maddening. Why do you keep asking questions? There's nothing wrong with getting the full picture of what's going on here.
So there's three
Sure there
voices
is.
now.
It's wasting time and energy that would be better
So you have the
spent
narrator?
fighting.
You have the voice of stubborn, and you have the voice of hero.
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only
I know I'm
person
special,
capable
damn it.
of doing this.
I am
Call
crazy
it a prophecy,
special.
if that helps. But it's just the way things are.
Insanely special.
Oh, I didn't know we were special. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world. Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with
I think we
bated
go in and
breath
just
for you
kill
to
her.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
I mean, I've never
Cheating
actually...
doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
I've never actually slayed a
you
princess.
sure about
It's
that?
not on my resume, I won't lie. I kind of
The point
blew
of
that
my
up a little
warning
bit.
wasn't to
But
start
I
an
think we got
argument
this.
over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Crystal, let's just get on with it already.
Alright. Let's walk in, we're gonna murder her, and then we'll get out. Just
The cabin
stab.
is tighter than its exterior would suggest.
Wait,
Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black
isn't the
iron
same
altar
room.
with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
See? Even the cabin has the right idea. Let's get moving.
this isn't the same room at all.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Very different.
Yeah, it's stone.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. The world is depending on you. That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
You already wasted so much time in the woods. Who even cares if there's a mirror?
Yeah, I want to
Yeah,
see how I
less
answer
about
it.
that and more about whether we're being lied to. If he's willing to lie about something as innocuous as a mirror, what else is he hiding from us? I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless?
There is a mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your
What
hand
am I? Am I a
against the
lizard man?
cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago.
And now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
Okay, so it disappeared.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
We can have both.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
She has demon horns now. Okay, hold on. This changes everything. She's one of my own. I can.
Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes. I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
I kind of like her a bit more now.
You look exactly the same.
All right, fine. I believe you. What? What you said earlier in the woods, I believe you. You've already met the princess, and the princess has already met you. That's all the more reason to take this seriously. You don't know that whatever brought the two of you back to life isn't a fluke. And beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember. Are you okay? Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
Oh, feel that one. God. No, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never died. Don't worry, I'm
Great.
going.
Focus up and do it then.
What do we just attack her? Well, fuck it, let's just go in.
Finally ready to complete your destined task, you launch off the wet stone floor of the
Going
basement
after her, damn it.
and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess. Here we go. Let's make this count.
Oh, we'll make it count, all right.
As you bridge the gap, your blade slashes across the princess's chest, splitting skin
Yeah,
and
like a
drawing
crow or
jagged
something.
line of bright red blood. But she's unfazed by your onslaught. Her expression barely changes as her fist collides with your ribs, cracking them like twigs and driving you right back down to the basement floor. You can hear her chains snap as you struggle to recover from the impact.
Uh-oh.
She almost looks disappointed in us. Why is she disappointed in us?
Oh, you don't actually get it, do you? That knife may be sharp, but you clearly don't want to kill me. It's not fun if you hesitate. It's not fun if you try to trick me and make me bleed out. It's only fun if you go straight for the heart. You need to put everything you have into seeing me dead. Or what's the point?
I like her.
So don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Kill me.
Oh,
Don't
I'm...
let her get in your head. Reincarnation or not, this world needs you to win. She's huge, but that probably means she's slower than us. Take it slow, think it through, and don't panic. Bleeding her out is our best course of action. Don't listen to them. She understands something that they don't. The only way to win, the only way out of this is through her. If that's your plan, then that's your plan. You push off the ground, ignoring the pain in your ribs as you charge at the princess once more.
We got
You
her.
can feel
Oh,
flesh
no.
give way before a sudden impact blunts your momentum, your weapon tightly lodged in the bone of her arm. She grins at you from behind her guard. Pull it out. We'll try a different angle. No, we can do this. Just keep pushing. We're not gonna win if our weapon's stuck in her arm.
No, we're gonna...
You pull back on the blade's hilt, doing your best to free it from its sinewed prison. But as you tug the blade free, the princess slams you down onto her knee.
Ow.
Collides with your ribs, and you feel them splinter, cracking like wet wood from the impact. You
Goddamn.
find yourself in midair, effortlessly tossed across the room. You hit the floor, your ribs complaining painfully, but you can feel the hilt in your grip. You still have your weapon. You push yourself off the ground and attack the princess, trying to bait an opening. You do your best to outplay her, slashing out and leaving red cuts in the tattered remains of her white dress. But you have little room to maneuver. For every glancing blow you manage to land, she slams you against the wall in retaliation, each impact threatening to be the last. This weak little dance isn't working. Just toughen up and overpower her.
I don't know if we can overpower her. She's kind of...
She's throwing us around like a ragdoll. I think overpowering her is a little out of the question.
Yeah, like for real.
Did you think you could stop me with a few cuts? All this dancing around is doing nothing but annoying me. I own this place, and I own you.
The princess's arm shoots forward, her palm wrapping around your head, fingers gripping your skull.
How disappointing.
She squeezes, the pressure unbearable as her fingers dig into your scalp. The last thing you hear is the unsettling crack of your skull.
Okay.
And the sickening churn of what was your grey matter. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Well, fuck that bitch.
You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't so damned afraid of what she'd do to you, we wouldn't have died back there.
We're
So
not in the
what,
woods.
You'd have us cower in a corner? No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big. We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room if we're going to survive. Are you suggesting luring her into the woods? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to slip away, that's it. Game over for everyone, yourself included. Are you not challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning? Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met. Then what is going on?
Voice of the hunted.
What's going on is that you'd only be saying the things you've been saying if you'd already been here, and if you'd already seen things you weren't supposed to have seen. It doesn't matter. We could go in circles forever. I don't like staying still for too long. Let's get to the cabin, see this through. It's good to know that at least one of you is still capable of reason. We may have the same destination, but we're not the same. You are still an other, and I don't trust you. Well, fortunately, you have an entire trip through the woods to reconsider that.
This is not the
There's
woods.
nothing to reconsider. We're all for violence here.
I mean, we're not against violence.
I haven't signed off on anything yet. Violence is the answer here, but the method is equally important to the act. You can't let her leave the cabin. It's like I said, all just circles. Instinct tells me we need space, and I trust instinct. Nothing else to say. Not for me. It's evidence of one of many ticking clocks. You can't let her spread any further. Things are always changing. She changed, the cabin changed, we've changed. Why wouldn't the woods change too?
Did we
Because
change?
they're not supposed to have changed. This is supposed to be a path in the woods. If it's not, it means something's gone horribly wrong.
Let's go to the cabin. See how she's
Isn't
changed.
long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. I hope you've given serious thought to your predicament.
Oh no, not at all. No plans
No
whatsoever.
last advice for us? No words of warning? From what I gather, you've heard it all before. There's no use screaming into the wind.
Damn
I don't
straight,
know.
buddy.
Screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis. Catharsis is for when we're finished. For now, we need to hold it out in front of us. Something to chase.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is suffocatingly tight, more of a glorified tunnel than a building. Its stone walls squeeze against your sides, leaving you no choice but to press forward. The only furniture of note is an iron altar jutting out from the wall. A pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right. See? We have even less space than before. We need space or she'll kill us. And the only space is out there.
So this just keeps changing over
Take
and
it.
over again. We're gonna take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. There's no overcoming her without it. We need every part of us to survive, and that steel claw is as much a part of us as any. Maybe it'll go away again.
Let's hope so.
For something to go away, it would have to be there to begin with. And let me assure you, there's no mirror here. The only thing at the end of the room is the door to the basement.
No,
use
it's not.
arguing. Mirror or not, we need to be there. The why we pick doesn't matter. I agree with the freak. Let's get a move on
So,
already.
there's
If
four
worst comes to
voices
worst,
now in us.
We can smash it.
Not including me, the player.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it, as if you don't see it. You're rather committed to the bit, aren't you?
Always
door's
committed
right
to the
there.
bit.
It's right in
Always
front of
committed
you.
to the bit, damn it.
This really is just like last time. It smells of nothing, yet it's still there.
Wipe the
You
mirror
reach
clean.
forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the floor as it reveals the dim path ahead.
Ah.
Why am I not surprised?
How much more demonic is she gonna
It was
look?
in our way, and now it's not. That's all that matters.
You know what? Screw this. I'm gonna be more demonic. If she's gonna get more demonic, so am I. There we go.
Before you is what may as well be a
Yeah, I'm a
shield
lizard
face.
person or something.
There are enough footholds that you'll be able to clamber your way to the bottom, but it will require careful effort. The air hissing up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, bold and fierce and impatient, echoes from the chamber below.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than that.
Goda, rile her up. If she's angry, she'll make mistakes.
Will she?
But that wouldn't be fun. I don't want to be a monster chasing you down. I want to face you head on. I want an equal. It's so much better that way.
We need to get closer.
Hmm.
She needs to see us to give chase.
Alright.
You've nowhere to go but down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering yourself foot by grueling foot. But remember, every crack and crevice will need to be faster than her. You turn to face what lies at the end of the narrow tunnel. The princess, imposing and tightly muscled, grins back at you from the darkness. Her face widens into a broad grin.
I love how her design is changing.
There you are, knife in hand. How thrilling. Attack me, bleed me, twist the blade in my flesh. Break your bones against my body. I want a real challenge this time.
We
Once
can't
again,
get
this
that
art style
close.
is so good.
She'll kill us in the tight space, steel claw or not. Make her come to us, stand beyond her chains, and let her become frenzied. She'll break them. Then we run. I really don't like the sound of this. It's the only way we live.
Well, what are you waiting for? If we're gonna do this right, you can't be scared. You need to want this as much as I do.
Oh, I do,
So
lady.
go
Let's do
on.
this.
Make the first move. Don't keep me waiting.
Oh, if you want a good fight.
The princess scoffs.
Oh, you're up to something tricky, aren't you?
Hell yeah, I am.
You're teasing me with what I want, but I'm sick of waiting. I'm not going to let you give me another bad fight. I'm going to get what I want.
Bloody desire in her eyes, the princess rushes
Jesus.
forward, ignoring her chains as they bend and snap. Run. Without hesitation, you turn back the way you came and scramble up the ledge towards
Is she a
the tunnel
demon or a
entrance.
dragon?
As you near the top, hands desperately clawing at jagged stone, you glance back. The princess is right on your heels. She doesn't bother to scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips in her rabid pursuit.
Anywhere you go, I will follow.
Good. You reach the ledge and hoist yourself up into the tunnel, the cabin door finally in sight, at once within your grasp and infinitely distant.
What is all of this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same? Little bird, where
So I
do you
am a
think you're
crow kind of
going?
person.
We're almost there. Don't think about almost. We're there when we're there.
Because there's
And we
feathers
take
and
the
we've got the,
fight
like,
with us.
claw. What is the name of that
Skin hums
D&D
tight
race?
with adrenaline as you
Arakaka?
burst through the cabin door,
I believe.
roll onto the grass.
Arakaka? But it's like that.
You
Oh,
glance
she's
back at the
huge.
cabin as the princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway. You are walking a dangerous path. If you waver once, it's all over. So get it right.
There's nothing left to slow me down. Do you think this is better for you? Do you think this space gives you an edge? Then show me. Show me that you've been worth all the room you've taken up in my head.
Do it. Be swift, strike true, be where she's not. Let your body move you.
Be water. Let's do it. Let's
Leap
slay
from
her.
the grass and bound towards the princess, keeping low.
Charging me head on. Brave and foolish.
Bet you can't be more
Her
demon than
body
me.
braces for impact, anticipating the clash. That's where you're both wrong. Left now. As the princess strikes, your body swerves to the left. She overextends, stumbling as her balance shifts unexpectedly. Strike. Before you can finish the thought, you lash out, the blade slicing through her leg. She turns to swing again. Right. You move out of the way, but this time it's not quite as clean. You can feel a bruise already blooming where her elbow crashed into flesh. It's nothing. A scratch.
Ah! Thank you, Goblin. Go Boblin.
Yes.
Goblin.
Could be worse.
Thank you,
managed
thank
to
you.
give her another cup in
And
return.
welcome to my little keep here.
I'll be damned. We're actually gonna pull this off, aren't we?
I love how the perspective changes a little bit where my mouse is. And the, like I
Just
said,
might. But
art
don't
style
let it
so
get to your
good.
head. Not until it's over.
Yes, finally! This is the hole I felt in my heart. This is what I've needed. This is what I've been missing. This is how it always needed to end. Both of us giving it our all, beating and bleeding each other to death.
The two of you engage in a devastating flurry of blows, each of you wielding the other again and again.
That's right,
Stronger,
bitch.
but you're faster, and the deeper the both of you fall into your lethal dance, the more your edge shines over hers. She's slowing down, blood pouring from wounds, splattering at her feet, leaving her weak and unsteady. More! Keep going! We can't stop now! You spy an opening, but this time she's waiting for you. She lets you sink the blade deep, trapping you in place long enough to wrap you in her impenetrable arms.
Oh,
You're
shit.
slammed to the ground. Nothing.
Snoo.
These blows are nothing to us.
Yeah, they are.
But her gambit wasn't enough to close the gap. It wasn't enough to kill you. She stares you down, coughing up a splash of blood as she gasps for breath.
You've outplayed me, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm more demon than you.
Something feels wrong. Something.
And? Then what happens?
Oh! Okie doke. But you do not have the chance to respond. Something has taken her away. It's something left
She's
in her
gone.
place.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
The narrator's gone
Yes.
too.
Does that mean the world ended? It hasn't ended. We're still here.
The world didn't end. We're still here. Come on. We just need to keep going.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
No, we're looking in the mirror.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final. That thing reeks of death.
Yeah?
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
Alright, Stubborn, you need to relax.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. That thing reeks of death.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
Where's the voice? The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what is in it. What the fuck am I? It's you. You're alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin? You are at the cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What the fuck is this?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you? Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be
Hello,
more.
Haru. Welcome, welcome. We are slaying a princess. Or we did, and I don't know what's...
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. How can the world have ended if we are talking?
That is a very good point.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one yearns to grow and struggle. Even now I feel a will pushing against mine, not realizing that we are one. She will make for a fierce heart.
Biblically
Do not
accurate
mourn her.
angel looking? Damn
We will
straight she
provide
is.
her with the growth she fought for. I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free. I know only that they are. She is part of me, and part of me is her. You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends? Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom. More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find
This has
their own way.
been really fucking cool.
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow. You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape.
I guess we're just gonna
She
do it.
asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. What? What?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a
Oh,
cabin.
okay,
And
okay.
in the basement of that cabin
That's
is a
awesome.
princess.
Alright, give me 2 seconds. I need to go potty here. And then we will do another loop here. am back, and it does look like it loops, and I am all for it, Les. Let's...
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Let's let her go this time and see what happens.
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Maybe I don't want to slay her.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people.
I absolutely love this game. This game is so cool.
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Let's try letting her loose. This time.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed to the cabin. Hey Haru, I am also live on YouTube currently too.
The air is stale and musty.
Trying to
and
do
the
both
floor
of
and
them.
walls are painted in a
Seems to
fine
be working
layer
really
of
well.
dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table.
Transition.
Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
No, we're just gonna enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any
So it's
visitors.
even
Please,
changed
come
from me not
downstairs.
picking up the blade on this playthrough.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing.
I am doing the right
Walk
thing.
up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Don't.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Alright, we know where this is gonna go.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
Shut up, narrator. You don't know what you're talking
Easier for
about.
whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
You did.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm.
Oh,
to her
Jesus!
mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Holy hell!
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
No, we're saving her.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm,
Yummy.
just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
She did absolutely try to gnaw her arm off.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Oh, the narrator can take control.
What are you doing?
Oh, fuck her. What? Slay the princess, 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 slay. Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Slay. We're gonna resist. Fuck you.
The blade. Move the blade.
No, asshole, we're not.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
Hello, Jess. Thank you for the fart.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands.
You
What
died.
are
You died at it.
doing?
I've died several times in this game.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
I mean, that's kind of part of the company. They want to just murder you. Lethal Company. That's the game I'm looking for. And they will just leave you for dead.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake.
By the way, Jess, this game is
Don't
awesome.
you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
Even though I'm blocking chat box here. My chunky ass. I'm gonna shrink a little bit.
I'm sorry.
Just keep stabbing.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around
Damn,
you,
she just
your
murdered
limbs
my ass.
unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark. And you die.
Wonder how it's gonna change. Yeah, that's a different caption. Everything from the first cycle.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about
Voice
it.
the smitten. So there's different.
Beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess.
Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. Sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
This is awesome. Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice.
I do, but I also speak from the heart.
I mean, I like the sound of my own voice also, so
Stifled. They must be expressed.
I don't know what that says about me.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead. The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
Like I said,
I
we're
hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago.
And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know.
So we are
Can't
some
damnably
kind of
sweep her
okay,
off her
okay.
feet if we have a feather out of place.
Oh no, fuck you. We're not taking the blade. We're just gonna be all try to save
The
her.
door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
The voice changed again.
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than
Huh.
last time. I can hear wedding bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue
Oh,
you
the
from
voice
your
of Smitten
unjust
is
and
just
foul imprisonment.
too much.
You know she can't hear you, right?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
I don't know about
Your
that.
spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
I mean, flattery gets you everything.
Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
That's
Yeah,
right.
she tried to
woman,
chew.
and you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Yeah, we're not killing her.
We damned a whole world. But everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
Huh.
Horrible
I'm really
for
am
you,
trying to
maybe,
figure out what's
but we've
actually
been given
going
another
on in this
opportunity
game.
to sweep her off her feet and treat her like
Because
the
there's
baby
loops
she is.
and... Like, the first time we played through, we killed her. And every time we came back, the cabin itself had turned into something a little bit darker, a little bit more hard-edged. This room got smaller. She looked more demonic. And she became more bloodthirsty.
Now, hold on. If she actually ended a
Now,
world,
this
are
time,
you
we've come
sure
through
we want
and
to do
we
this?
tried to save her.
Are you sure we want
And now
to
it's like a
rescue
fairy tale. She's got this dress.
We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase
And they've
our
made her,
heroic
like, more
and
cute-looking.
romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
I'd rather not.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel.
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips.
Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
Then I didn't end the world.
See? She didn't confess anything.
She is innocence itself.
Yeah, smitten.
Not so sure. If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She
Okay.
took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually. That's because she's perfect.
Smitten,
Do you think
you are.
she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
You died, and now we're talking.
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess,
You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her?
I would if you had a weapon.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths. and if
Titanic
you try
depths.
anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
You wouldn't.
Didn't realize that was up in the corner, blocking stuff.
I would.
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
Even the music has changed.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh, if only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
Let me guess. End the world?
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I
No.
think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection, and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do? That sounds perfect.
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers.
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending.
I like to think that you do, actually. Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair, but the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love.
Oh yes, true love, that's what we are.
Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her.
Yeah, we're Disney princessing this
Of course
shit.
You wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you will ever know.
We are a Disney princess, damn
Are
it.
you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Okay, yeah, you've got this.
You place your hand on the door, and the lock clicks, and the door creaks open.
So
Are
who
you
is
kidding
actually
me?
controlling this? Is she the one warping the reality, or
I
am
knew
I
it.
warping
Your
the
words
reality?
are no match for the pure strength of our hearts, bound together as one. You and the princess make your way upstairs, and the blade. You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer.
Hell yeah, I like making you suffer, narrator. You're an ass.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside.
Your love set you free.
A happy ending at last.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
Oh, is that where we were staring?
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
Oh, Smitten, shut the fuck. The hands are back. But you don't get a chance to make that jacket. Nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memories
gone.
return.
Where does she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared this is the end. But it's not the end for me. Wait, who's saying that?
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
Am I the one saying that?
Do
Like,
it, then.
the player.
End us all before I die of a broken heart.
You approach the mirror. Silence you before they're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Do we have to get all the endings to find out what's actually going on?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same. With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and
Once again,
complicated
art
truths.
fucking
What I
phenomenal.
will be
I
is
love
different
this.
than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was.
It's amazing.
I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
You could make a religion out of this. Bill Wirtz.
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together,
So what's-
and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts.
Now
in
time to
nature,
chill.
And there
Probably
are
with some more Power
familiarities that
World.
bind
Power World has
everything
been good.
together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward. Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me. Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy isn't seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
You found the PAL Black Market? Is that like where you can trade people in it and pals and stuff?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart.
So I think I'm the one
Do
controlling
not mourn
this
her.
world.
She has served her
Like,
purpose.
not me as in the player. Yes, me as the player, but like, my choices.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side. For
I'm ready to
I
go
will
back.
long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die.
You're on a path in the woods. And
Back
at the end
to
of
chapter
that path
1.
is a cabin. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the... Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going? Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Let's just walk away and see what comes
That's
up.
strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin.
Huh.
Convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all. You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already
So I've
outlined the stakes
attacked
of the
her?
situation. If you don't do your
I
job,
fell in love with
everyone
her?
dies. Like, dies.
Let's just do nothing.
Forever. Your silence is deafening. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that?
Huh.
The cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess. There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived.
So
as
who
well
the
as for
fuck is the
everyone who
narrator
ever will.
here?
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
What?
In every direction.
Okay, so the hero
there is
is
a path
every time
and a
you get
cabin.
an ending
And not just any
ish
cabin.
or move a chapter,
The
another
cabin.
voice is added to
Infinite
this
fractal of
thing.
paths
The
and
narrator,
cabins,
the hero,
desperately trying
and
to
me
draw you
are
back to
different
where
entities.
You need to be.
The narrator wants the world saved. The hero is trying to do what's right. The first time when I was attacking her, we got a bloodthirsty one, and we got a hunter. One that was wily.
Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Chapter 2, The Stranger. So
You're
even
on
this
a
goes
path
on.
in the woods. And at the end of that path, you're here to slay her.
Those walls weren't here last time. You can't force me to the cabin. Clearly this narrator has never played D&D. And if he did, would know the player would try to thwart literally everything. Exactly. If I can't run away... Yeah.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Oh, the princess is talking to me now.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience.
Voice of the contrarian. See, we've added another voice to our head.
He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If
That's a
by
good
ruining
question,
mine,
Goblin. I don't
you
know.
mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet. And you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Okay. Silently proceed to the cabin, because I don't have a choice.
Before you go any further. She will lie. If we're
Yeah, I
stuck
know you
going
do.
in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind. The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many
Oh, look at
cabin
that.
interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough.
The
for
door
place to
isn't
make any
connected
sense.
right.
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine... The blade is your implement. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it. No, we're taking the knife. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess.
It is a really
How many
trippy
times do
effect.
I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that. But when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job.
Yeah,
which is to
I
slay the
absolutely
princess and
agree,
through that
Haru.
action,
It's such a
save
cool
the
player
entire
effect.
world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even...
And look outside. Like, it's stars. It isn't even... We aren't anywhere.
Oh, you've piqued my interest. Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task. You walk up to the wall next to the base. What are you talking about?
Okay, so this is all the same.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabinet. But there was a mirror a second, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right?
Do we
find
take...
it again,
No,
and then
fuck
we'll
it. We're
see
not going to take the
whatever it
blade.
is
We're
that
just
you
walking
don't
right
want.
to...
The door to the basement
Oh!
creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases,
Okay.
all built from unidentifiable materials.
Nifty.
Nothing here seems to belong. And the
We just
closer you
walked into a
examine
goddamn
your
MC
surroundings,
Escher
the more
painting.
confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odor that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all.
This is like
coalescing
old god
into a
Cthulian
thick,
mythos.
nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
What?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby. I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success?
Absolutely, Jess. There are lots of
There'll
symbols
still
here.
be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Which one? Let's take the centers.
You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions, each step branching into its own staircases, which branch into their own staircases, and so on. You aren't quite sure if yours is taking you up or down, but at the very least, it's taking you somewhere.
I wonder what she's gonna look like.
Concentrate on where you are. Careful not to stray onto any of the many splitting branches that tempt you on all sides. You wouldn't want to have to backtrack to yours once you'd made a decision that took you someplace else. And so you take one
They just keep
careful,
branching.
focused step after another. 1 foot down, another foot down, another after that. You lose yourself in following the correct pattern, in following what looks to be the true path, the one that cuts straight down, or up, or maybe sideways. But no matter the direction it goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know that much. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish.
Oh, this is
till
so
the only
cool!
things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey. A continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Can I help you?
What the hell was that? What happened to us?
What the fuck?
I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs.
Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways.
The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass, we remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her.
Is this a quiz? If you're here, then surely you know why I'm here. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember.
Fucked!
Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? Again? Have you been here before?
It's like uncertainty.
Should we tell him? Nah, let him stew. Right, I'm telling him. Yeah, we've been here before, but we never went to the cabin. We just turned around and left until... It's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. And then you told us that the world ended and we died. And then we woke up, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all the rest of it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan! Let's see if we can make even more of her.
I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you? Oh, I thought they would send something to deal with me. If the stairs managed to chew you up,
I will devour you.
We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out.
That kind of jump scared me a bit, I won't lie.
There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago. I don't feel like I've gotten any bigger. It must be fear creeping into your heart.
You know you can't stop me.
And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin?
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going.
Our brain is breaking.
Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? Could always start by retrieving the blade. Can we even leave this place? I don't like thinking about what might happen to us if we have to go back through those stairs. Well, that's where the blade is. If you want it, you'll have to go and get it. Okay, this was fun for a bit, but we can't even really interact with her, can we? What's the point of asking questions if all we're going to get is a million answers? Can't even follow what's going on anymore. We need to get out of here. This whole place is making me itch.
I'll let you out of here, whatever you...
I don't think I can answer that question in a way you'd find meaningful. I just want
Another
to live
break.
my life. I'm not going to dance for you. Besides,
You already know what I'm going to do.
if you want to put an end to me, then put an end to me.
Not a single real answer. At least aside from Miss Blood and Destruction. It's infuriating, isn't it? Whose buttons are there for us to press? Whose skin is there for us to get under? Not exactly how I'd put it, but I don't disagree.
Huh.
There must be something we can do. This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath. But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different. Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing,
We are fucking
there's only
unraveling
ever
the
been
universe.
one option, and that option is slaying her. Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it. If that... Wait, that's not right. Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish.
Wait, as I stay... What the fuck?
Is this what the end of the world looks like?
It's an unbearable... Oh, that once again, a really trippy effect. Look at that.
But this... We can't...
Ah.
Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all
Oh, are we at...
falls apart. I think he's gone.
Are we at the end again?
To salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and the others, they just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
Whoa.
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
The hands. When everything possible, nothing is. But you'll never know if she hears your reply. She's gone. Memory returns.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that.
Oh, yeah, Jess, that was
Why is
super
it here?
creepy,
Why?
and I loved it. Oh, I love this shit.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
It is going to be the end of
Yeah,
everything.
don't look at it. I don't like that thing.
Approach the mirror again.
I don't like that silence.
Voices feel small, distant as you approach. What are we? Wait, we've withered. Find a long quiet once again. You are at the cabin.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same. And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no
This
logic that can bind
This
my
is
multitudes.
fucking cool. This is so awesome.
I am everything that you have known me
Like,
to be.
I'm trying to add
I
some,
am also none of it.
Context for this, but I can't.
As easily as you can stand to be you.
Like, it's just
You are like me.
insane and
Even if
amazing.
you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
It makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me.
It says that your heart is gentle, that even in the darkness you are guided by compassion. These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and wall. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. They will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves. My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention
The visuals of the lady and the black background is so unsettling, but the music and the soft voice makes it calming. But not creepy. I agree. I'm in love with this.
Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Thank you for the head pats, Hapless. Thank you so much. How are you today?
The desires of my multitude thrive and
I am having a lovely day, Hapless. We are playing some crazy visual novel, and it's so good.
I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
Oh, what are you cooking, Hapless?
We will know when we near our destination.
Alright, well, I will see you later then, Hapless. Thank you for stopping by.
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you. The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its
I love this music too.
My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die again. The hero and the princess. I wonder what path we should do next.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end.
Is there just like a not saying anything and just silently continue to the cabin?
You make your way up the short path to the cabin.
Proceed to the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The blade is your implement.
Okay.
You take the blade from the... Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. Good. You're still listening to reason.
Let's try doing exactly what the narrator
You walk
says.
down the stairs and lock eyes with...
She's so
coldly beautiful. Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steal yours.
Oh? No talking. I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder.
Oh.
Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
No, not really. Not at this point. Because this shit's fucked. Okay, sorry, I needed to take care of something real fast. Okay.
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over? Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone.
Look outside.
Or not,
It's the
something
long
would be very wrong
quiet.
with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy.
The narrator.
You'll be happy. So glad you're keeping an open mind. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right? Really? Well, if you ever change your mind, just let me know, I guess. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please, shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voices, please, fall on deaf ears. Eventually you pass into a blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass
This
cease
game
to
is
have
so
any
fucked
meaning
and
to
it's
you
so good and I
that
still...
shift. You simply exist.
Happy. Forever.
Forever.
Good ending! You did it! You saved everyone!
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are? Good, because I have an idea to get us out of here. Though you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare. Thank you. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate?
The narrator's getting
Fine.
pissed.
Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
Chapter 2, The Spectre. How
You're on
many
a
endings
path
does this
in the
have?
woods, and at the end of that, you're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end. A warning. She won't be a problem.
Voice of the Cold. So we're just not going to say anything, pick up the blade and
The
move
interior
on.
of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge. The blade is your implement. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already. You take the blade from the table. The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell.
She could be like a
Everything is
ghost or a
coated in
skeleton
thick
or
layer
something.
of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would... The room below is silent. Nobody's here.
Naturally. A
As much as I
specter,
appreciate
you're right,
the
Jess.
optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body, lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from up. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here? Ghost! Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying.
I'm sorry, but I kind
What's a
of find her
ghost supposed to
adorable
do
like
to
this. That's just me.
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our
What does that
last
say about me
meeting
that I'm just like, ghosty girl's kind of cutie?
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she
But she's gonna
circles you.
absolutely jump scare us. I know it. I feel it.
Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet
I'm
real
ready
enough
for
that
it.
her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin.
I still find her adorable.
So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again. Without a moment's hesitation, you lash out with your blade. It's like you're slashing at air. No matter how many times you stab at her, no matter how many angles you strike from, all you manage to do is interrupt her form, the skin of your hand prickling with cold as it passes through, unable to find anything solid.
You're adorable when you're confused. But I didn't say you could touch me. Why are you even here? Just making sure you finish the job, or what?
I guess...
And if I knew you were going to murder me without even knowing who I was, I wouldn't have given you the chance.
She's cute, but go Angie, which is kind of hot.
We all make mistakes.
Hi!
You don't look dead, killer.
The princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
And you don't feel dead either.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I'm less interested in why you are, or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are. I've tried to leave on my own. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out.
Oh, the ASMR, like whispery stuff, is giving me some tingles.
I just wanted to go home. I'm so cold and alone here. But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride. After all, you owe me.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it? Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him.
Oh shit! Bringing her face to face in the narrow.
Things play out if you go down this path.
Oh, I'm letting her.
The princess swims through the air in front of you.
I am absolutely
pausing
letting
for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
Thanks for the body, killer.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul.
I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
No.
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each
I am still ready for a
movement causing
jump
more
scare.
waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Get up. You've still got a job to do.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
So, it doesn't work like that for you?
Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
Huh.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor? Are they also supposed to be you?
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass, I'm...
Yeah? Go on. Finish the thought. What are you?
I'm... a voice? I'm me, is what I am.
Who cares what we are? We exist.
Are we
That's all that
the
matters.
parts of the
Do you
mirror?
have to deal with this annoying bickering all the time?
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too.
Huh.
I'm clearly the same thing you are.
Hopefully they'll all go away once we leave this place. I don't know how you can tolerate all of this noise.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
So you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there, like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
Oh, shut up. Stop trying to manipulate everyone. Or don't, actually. It doesn't really matter. Because you won't be around to do this for much longer.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably. Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do.
No, you don't, narrator.
If she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world? It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world. Yeah, but it has to be
This is
somewhere,
awesome.
doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world. I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction of one open a door to another? Or is it the same world reborn? Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door. For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
It's because he can't stop me. Why do you think he sent you here?
I hate to admit it, but she's not wrong.
Narrator has no
Just the
control
weight
over
of
her.
it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate. And whine. This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen. You continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing heavier with each step.
Finally! Finally!
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle, but you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will. Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens next.
Is it the long dark?
But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you
So
twist
he
it.
can't control anything
Then
that the
the
princess
door
does,
grows open.
or if she has any exertion on him.
Collapse to the ground. You and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see...
The long dark?
Yes?
Yep. The long
Nothing.
quiet.
He's gone. And so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. He had it coming, I suppose. But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world? We're still here. Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore? Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or have we never been part of the world?
Alright, let's see if I'm stuck with you forever.
She's a cutie. I'm sorry, Ghost Her is a cutie.
Guess not. All's well that ends well, right? You lived up to your end of the bargain,
so I'll live up to mine.
Don't mention it.
I think this is where I'm meant to be.
There's the hands. You don't get a chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
Where does she go? Should we try and find her?
We know this,
Was
hero.
that a mirror?
So this is me. Like, so sometimes this isn't me. Like, the voices have no control. They can goad and they can push, and the narrator can jump in.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
And it will.
You don't need to comfort him. Okay. If you say so.
That's why this part isn't narrated. Everything else in this game is narrated.
Whatever makes you...
Because the narration is me. Silence as you reach for it. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've unraveled. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
There's trees and stars there, and there are people. I think that's at least there, supposed to be
There's a
people.
warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
Do you think anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is vaporous. She is a dream for a life she could never have. But that longing has given her so much capacity for kindness. She will make for an understanding heart. Do not mourn her. She will finally be able to hold what she never knew.
Do you know what's going to happen to happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
These are new. When I send me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
He does. I don't know why, but I know this for a fact.
I am on the cusp of my awakening. Perhaps you are on the cusp of yours. 1. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular,
So we got one more
a final multitude.
playthrough.
These gifts are a conversation.
Each one shows
and
me.
each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
Maybe we just talked to her.
You've already tried waiting, but I understand if you need more time. I'll wait with you.
There's no waiting forever. I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
I am fucking excited.
I will be here.
This has
waiting
been
for you.
So good. Everything goes dark and you die. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess. I'm gonna go potty again. I gotta pee.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
And we're back.
You're here to slay her.
Silently
your
head
way
to
up
the proceed into the cabin. So do we just go talk to her maybe this time?
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air in the blade is...
We're gonna take the blade. Enter the basement.
The door to the base... Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. Don't let it fool you. It's all part...
So we know all this.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She's so... Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I'm just here to talk.
Then why did you bring a knife with you?
She makes a compelling point. Don't
Okay,
you
we've seen
dare.
this.
It's fine. We can decide what we want. The blade tumbles out.
Thank you. Maybe now we can...
Against your better judgment, we'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no...
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship. Do you?
No.
I see. The silent treatment. You know, if you don't share with me, well, I'm not going to share with you. Oh, have you...
You know why...
I'm going to keep you locked away.
That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will...
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for...
So
all
we're just
our
gonna make
sakes
no
it's the right
choice.
one. I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't.
No one wins here.
It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the princess, and
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
slip these chains. She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
No, we're sticking to the plan.
Death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there.
Oh, shit!
Make things easier on yourself and let me out.
Okay.
It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. But it's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare.
As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy
You've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker.
No, she is not.
No, it doesn't.
Just ignore her. Maybe the banging and wailing will stop if you just don't pay attention to it.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin.
Oh no.
The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way.
She got out.
Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
What the fuck is she?
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then
Yeah,
your feet.
absolutely so much for getting
Which
out.
side are you on?
Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer.
Oh,
one
she's gone
silent
full
footfall at a
fucking
time,
psycho.
cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark,
And you
and you die.
Chapter 2, The Nightmare.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay. Again?
If he doesn't remember what happened, then...
Shh. What if he hears us?
Voice of the
That's a very
paranoid.
good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit.
I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said...
Let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
Yeah, I know.
Lying and cheating is a thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least, she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away.
It doesn't matter.
Don't trust anyone. I wonder what's the cabin gonna look like?
The interior of the cabin is
Oh, it's just an open. There's no door.
The wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement door. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Hold on. What happened to the door? There was a door here last time.
It's just an empty frame. She's already got out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us.
She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us?
I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together.
The princess has not already gotten out.
But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath
out.
Your task awaits, and only you can do it. You reach down and... Good. Steel can't lie to us.
Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else? Something, I don't know, better than a knife? Could we have a bomb?
Hell yeah, can we have a bomb?
The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task.
I want a bomb.
You're more than capable of pulling this off, so long as you don't lose faith in yourself. Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death. You walk up to the wall next to the empty base.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall.
You reach forward and rub your hand against. Did he make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he
Enter
wants
the
it here
basement.
so bad. You cross
Oh,
over
it's...
the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps suspended in darkness.
Okay, so this is where we're going with this one.
More eyes, too. You never mentioned the eyes.
The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
It can't be that hard, but then we'd lose our weapon.
We'd have to make it count. Otherwise she'd be furious and we'd be defenseless. If a knife is even enough to do anything against some...
It'll be enough. Didn't you hear my warning a minute ago?
Something tells me she isn't going to be very keen on talking anyway.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs.
What is she gonna look like this time?
As
Horrifying.
you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky
Oh, this is
black of the
legitimate
basement
creepy.
mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room,
She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed.
Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is?
no, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you.
Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement. We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again.
Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go...
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are.
Oh!
I told you I...
As the princess approaches,
Oh, she's got a doll look to her.
suddenly go numb.
I'm not okay with this.
Your arms quickly follow.
Fucking why did it have to be a
Isn't it?
doll?
And you brought your little knife with you again.
Oh, fuck off with this.
There has to be a way out of this. Think.
What did you do?
Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Your vision cuts out as your blood begins to coagulate. It's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. Nerves, heart.
What are you doing?
I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death.
Oh.
Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again.
You sure about that?
Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more?
You have seconds left.
Yes, I'm sure.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerve. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath. Liver.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead.
She isn't attacking us.
Liver. Why? The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission.
So fucking
Your
creepy.
weapon is still in your hands. Strike at her and end this before it's too late. Lungs.
Because I don't want to. And even if I did, I don't have to. Look at the way you're struggling to stay alive. It's taking everything you have to keep your heart pumping right now. And I'm enjoying the show.
The princess leans forward, bringing her masked lips close to your ear.
If I want to see you gone, all I need to do is break your concentration.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. She slowly runs her velvet glove across the base
Ah.
of your neck. It feels like static. And then...
Hey, snap out of it.
Okay, deep breath. Deep breath, we're fine.
This is legitimately fucking creepy. Like,
Liver,
nerves. It's causing... Hi.
One moment, and then you're gone. Just like that. Ah, and there's the fear.
She pulls away.
But that wouldn't be very fun now, would it? I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then, well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too. I don't think I can move without you, and dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
Because it's the brain. The brain is working. Because we are the brain.
I am being nice. You're alive, aren't you? And you died of fright as soon as you saw me last time. I didn't think keeping you alive was an option. But it looks like that's not a problem anymore. At least not for me. You seem miserable. No, definitely not. If you're what I need to leave this place, chances are you're pretty useful. I think I'll keep you right by my side. A little good luck charm to make sure I stay free. Don't worry, I'll make sure to take good care of you. I promise. I am what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me. I'm glad you're seeing things my way.
What? No!
I need you to come around. Oh, this is going to be so wonderful.
No, I'm not going to let this happen. Before you can utter another word, your body stops moving. And
Do you think you can just wrest control away from us? This body's barely functioning as it is. Doesn't the world end if we fail to stop her? Won't letting us die here just make it end faster?
shit. With a flick of the princess's wrist, the stairs slide back into place. I can't believe you're making me watch you damn everyone to torment and oblivion.
Go ahead. I'll be right.
I know you will be right behind me. That's the problem.
Just having our back to her. You're not wrong, but maybe you should let me handle the feedback. Just focus on keeping us alive. Right. Besides, I get the feeling she's telling the truth. She needs us alive.
What? Are you scared of turning your back to me? You don't have to be worried that I'm going to do something bad. You're too important to me now. And besides, what if I lost track of you and dropped the stairs on accident? I wouldn't want that to happen. And I don't think you'd want that to happen either. So go on. Go ahead.
She urges you forward.
Okay.
Place a shaky foot on the first step and begin your ascent from the basement. You can feel the static prickling of the princess on your neck, your limbs buzzing with pins and needles. An uncomfortable and constant reminder that you exist, and that your existence is so very precarious.
You're almost there.
The only thing left between you and the cabin is the now shut door to the basement. It would be a real shame if it had locked.
Oh, you snake. There wasn't even a door when we first got here. The door was from last time. I told you we shouldn't trust him. I know he's messing with us, but you can't lose your cool. We
Hello,
need you
Morgan.
like that.
Welcome.
Remember?
Welcome to the raid. You're actually getting to the end of this game. Welcome in, everybody.
This is so frustrating. Heart, lungs, liver.
The changeling raid.
Thank you. And you?
Ah,
You'd really rather us
well-
die down here than let her out?
For those who don't know me, I am Osiris Pendragon, the Isekai VTuber, and I welcome you to my keep. We are doing some Slay the Princess, which we've been playing, and it has been a hell of a game. I am absolutely enjoying the shit out of it. It's crazy.
Of course I would. As much as I want you to have a happy ending, the fate of the world is a little more important, and you still have a weapon. You can still make this right.
Lungs, liver, nerves.
Oh, look at that. It's locked. What a relief for the world.
How was the end of Hat of Time, Morgan?
It'll open. You just have to give it a tug.
Lungs,
You pull against the door. The lock gently clicks open in response to your effort, and the door creaks on its hinges. This isn't right. That's not even the way it's supposed to swing. It's supposed to swing out.
It looked super adorable. I've never played it, but like just everything looked really good. This game has been incredible, Morgan.
Anyways, like he said, you're not really in control here, are you? No, I never said I was. If I was in control here, why would I need you to slay her? I don't know. Secret reasons?
The door is open. What are you dawdling for? It's time for us to go. The world is waiting.
Shit. The princess moves past you and into the cabin. This is it. This is your final moment to make things right. Kill her.
Look at the people on the outside. That's so.
I thought you wanted us to slay her. It's the same thing. Do it. Do it now. Do it now, or everything is over. Okay, what do we do? I said, what do we do? Oh, do you want to hear from me now? Yes. Well, I thought you needed me to run the autonomic nervous system. We do, but this is important. Look, I'll even do it myself. Just tell us who to trust. Brain? Heart. Right, heart. Lungs. Lungs. Liver.
There was eyes and stuff outside the cabin.
Okay, thanks. I got it. Heart. Lungs. Liver,
See?
Nerves.
See the eyes?
Lungs. You're terrible at this. I know. I'm doing my best. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Heart. Lungs. Liver. Finally, I can talk.
She's got a real doll thing. It's already creeping the shit out of me.
Popping in and out of consciousness. It's easy to lose track of things. They were asking you for your blessing to trust me. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Fuck this guy. Don't trust him. Really? So you'd have them trust her? Oh, of course not. Can't trust anybody here but ourselves. But I guess that leaves us back where we started, doesn't it?
Yeah, she is a real doll. Just not that kind of real doll.
Suppose if I had to make a choice, I'd pick the one that doesn't make our organs shut down. Thank you for your gracious show of support. But that's a marginal preference. We'll have to deal with him later. I'd just rather deal with him while our organs are intact. Whatever. You heard what he had to say.
We're about to see
Whether
the
you
very
trust me
end
or
of this
not,
game.
Killing her is still the best, nay, the only option you have worth taking. All right, I'm done. You can let me take over again. Finally, that was awful. I really don't know how you do it. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves.
You've been standing there staring blankly for a while now. And I have to say my patience is running a little thin. So don't make a lady wait any longer, okay? Open the door.
Leave the cabin.
The doorknob twists in your hand.
Let your terrors loose
revealing
upon the
forested
world.
path beyond the cabin. Lungs, you liver bastard. Nerves, you've actually done it. Lungs, you've actually do liver. Everyone. Nerves.
beautiful. I can't wait to ruin it. But it's so cold, too. It's itching against my skin.
Here's the long quiet.
Why is it so cold?
Here's the hands. You don't get a chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again.
It's gonna be okay.
It feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. It's calling us. And not in a good way.
I'll see you on the other side.
Okay. Can we trust you?
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. But that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You focus your gaze and then you see it. A figure faint veiled in the shower, just beyond the religion. Are you me?
You know what I am.
Oh, it's the fucking narrator! A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image of the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. So you're the narrators.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far. Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
Every time I ask you something, Lopez Zebra.
And if I were you, I'd be more precious about your time.
Oh, okay, so we... I guess that's a good question. If you made me, then what am I?
The long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
Oh, we're a fucking god?
You are you. And if you had let everything work the way it was supposed to, you never would have woken up to the reality of your true nature.
What the fuck?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone. Of course there will be worse. I saw a glimpse of a better world, and I did what I could to make it real. Anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave. Light, burdenless, an eternal pattern of forgetfulness leading into the joys of rediscovery. Everyone will be with the ones they love. No more fear,
No more howling chaos. Just life.
So he's utopia?
Forever.
Nothing changing.
There's a cruel irony to it all.
So is he like the status
The
quo?
only way I could share my dream with the world was to never be able to see it for myself.
So he's not change. I have so many questions, goddamn. Why would you want to rid the
If
world
you
of
need
death?
to ask that question, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you cannot grasp the abject horror of dying.
Yeah, he is, you're right, Jess. He's stagnation. We only got, what, 2 questions left? What do we want to ask?
It was supposed to keep the two of you trapped here until the job was done, and it was supposed to guide your hand to help you see things through. The construct you're in exists in every world at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both you and her into a new world. But you're waking up to your true nature now. It won't be able to work like that anymore.
I'm out of questions. I think you're out of time.
I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator is right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and nascent god. And it is finally time for you to wake up. All this is you. When you arrive at the heart of things, there's no final vessel for you to hear bear witness to. There's nothing for you to find. What the shit?
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
She unfurls the endless cascade of smiles in response, and then patiently waits for you to continue. Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind. Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am. Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation? My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach. And you cannot rationalize that which defies logic.
Absolutely need this still as a wallpaper? Yeah, this is fucking
But
cool as hell.
violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten...
Fear is what pretends to protect us from loss. To fear death protects from losing a body. To fear ruin protects from losing status. But losing a body is contained within having a body. Losing status is contained within having status. Being known is contained within being conscious. It is in the nature of all things to transform, to go from known to hidden to known again. But when the ceaseless impermanence of all things strips away the finality of endings, what remains of fear? Is it a shelter protecting you from itself? Or is it a shelter protecting itself from you? You took fear by the hand and walked with it into the unknown, and through that, you feared nothing.
That wasn't a rejection of fear. You broke me to your will. You wanted to make the world suffer. You act as if you're above all, but you're not. I'm not afraid anymore.
Then you are one step closer to being free of your bondage. A shiver passes through you as unseen fingers, cold as the grave, dance across your skin. They remember the violence you inflicted on them.
I am the embodiment of what death and destruction is. I am the unmoving.
I offer you a path to your redemption, and you take my hand in yours. You felt the pain you caused another, and you were willing to sacrifice everything you thought was used to set me free. Without sin, there is no redemption. And yet there is nothing left for you to sacrifice, so long as you accept me with open arms. My masses mold you. There is no beginning to them, nor is there an end. There is only the flood of bodies. And every moment you hold every possible sensation at once, and then you hold them all again. And in the end, you returned it to me. For a brief moment, you were everything. A chaos that needed ordering. But without chaos, there is no reason.
I couldn't understand you then, but I think I understand. You seemed in pain. I'm so sorry what I did to you. But it was the only thing I could do.
I saw with a single pair of eyes what I needed dozens to comprehend. And now here we are, each with millions of eyes, and all of them opening to what we are. Your liver attacks a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to
These
you.
are all from her
You had a desire,
point of view.
And you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever. Consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back. Then there's no need for you to fight like we are. Whenever you're ready, we can leave together. Hand in loving hand.
Huh. No, I don't want to save this. I want to... I'm ready to leave with you. To me, she's the correct option. Because without death, there's no point in doing anything. There's no consequences to life. It's just boring. And you don't get to move on. There's no getting forward.
If you need more time to open your eyes.
Brutality splashes you against the walls, but with stubborn defiance you rise again. And with the dance of our conflict, I was brought somewhere new. Without you, my world would have been so small. Do you remember the moment of your triumph? Do you remember the feeling of your blade finally cutting me down? My defeat was a gift. Without obstacles to overcome, we stagnate into nothing.
I agree.
And yet you changed regardless. Your perspective widened. Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together. This universe dies, and a new one is born. And that one dies, and a new one is born. And you and I get to witness it all, weaving a tapestry of life wherever we go.
What? Okay.
It is from my vantage point that I can see the totality of truth.
What do you guys think? Well, okay, so Goblin, if we stay, the cons are stagnation. Nothing changes. Nothing. But you're not letting everything die. That's the thing. Like, there's 3 different reasons to slay the princess. You are cruelty itself, and I cannot let you exist. I have to fight for a better world. I'm so sorry. So what is... Like, I don't think there's a correct answer to this. But what do we... Like, honestly, I think that because we represent death, and we're supposed to disappear and die, I don't think slaying her is the right choice. Because she is changed. She is... Yeah, exactly, Jess. We are consequences, basically.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final peace lies with you.
You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature serves from its hibernation. You feel sensation in your limbs once you couldn't fathom. Everything here except for her is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled, bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across the infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back to strain against it, but it does not view. All at once, the unwielding tension breaks. You are free, and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe about absolute reality. Something that simply is.
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Step into the infinite. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist, and you are aware, just as you've always been, and just as you always will be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. Oh! Damn! So fucking good! Holy shit! Like, so many fucking good shit in this. Oh. Yeah. He was the creator. Thank you for playing this after granted. There's a track ordered for a Switch Blaze just for you. If you'd like to take a screenshot, you can. What? Yeah, you could actually buy it as a bundle. What's this? Oh, this is the fucking soundtrack to the game! Fuck yeah! Oh! Alright, sorry, that's awesome! We'll just leave that open. We're good with that. I will have to check out the Magnus archives. I am fucking just stoked as shit. That game was absolutely amazing. Like, highly recommend. Yeah, it did. Like, I opened it up in Spotify. I have it open currently. And my background. Shit. I need... Whoa. Okay, was not expecting that to do that. But, It's 5 o'clock. I've been streaming for 3.5 hours. I might call it here just because that game was awesome, and I don't think anything I play next is going to live up to that. I think this is just a good place to stop. Let me hop to my room. But I want to thank everybody for coming to play and sitting through this. Tomorrow's Monday. I'll be back. Thank you for the people that came on YouTube, as it was my first time streaming on YouTube. I will continue to stream there too, along with Twitter or Twitch. So I think tomorrow I'm going to play some Resident Evil 2 and play through that because I love the horror games, as you can see, and I really like the Resident Evil games. So for my Twitch stream, who are we going to raid? Let's look. Let's see who's up and going. And we will check that out. Why is my... Oh, I know why it's not. Full screen that. Let's see here. You know what? We're gonna do Twixie Gobbo. Another goblin. She's awesome. She's another creator in the community. So we will do that. We will raid her. All right. Let's go to my... See you, Viper. Once again, thank you, everybody, for coming. Amazing. Let's start the raid. Everybody in YouTube, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go. Bye all.